Hello, what's up, guys? We have another episode of Behind the Filter podcast. Today, I have Casey Szink on. Yes. I was going to say Sink. Szink on, who I would say is basically like this big, to me, seems like a big, huge fitness influencer here in the Indianapolis area.
You're like, I don't know. I mean, I
would
like
say
15 pounds, so I feel. And it's funny you say my last name that way because they used to call me Sink, kitchen sink, and stuff like that.
Okay.
In school. I've had all sorts of wild names, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so that's hilarious. No one can ever pronounce my last name.
Well, it's probably like how no one can ever pronounce my first name, so
no,
it's fine.
not at all.
So
Joan, what is it?
Jonette, John. Well, it's Johnette, but everyone's always like Jeanette, Janae, Shawnette, Jeanette, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just give up.
I got Szink one time.
Szink?
Yeah, and I was like, you added a whole bunch of letters.
Yeah, you did.
I just couldn't figure it out. We're gonna add a bunch of vowels and go with it.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. That's why I was just like, and I still said it wrong. I even asked him before we started how you say it, and I still said it wrong, so it's fine. That's fine.
To answer your question, I don't know. I mean, I have like 1,200 followers, so that's kind of
Hey, it works.
That's right.
So right now, we'll get into like his backstory, but at the moment, you are a GM of a, I would say, is it more like a fitness studio, more boutique? Like, how do you describe where you're at currently?
It is a boutique fitness studio.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. People, you just never know how people like to describe their fitness spaces.
Oh yeah, I can go on the spiel and go in the full sales pitch, but yeah, I mean it's a fitness studio. It is boutique fitness. It is in the boutique world. It's classes only. There's no free open gym. But yeah, I'm the GM of that. I'm also just a personal trainer. That's what I've been doing. I've been an independent personal trainer for this is my 8th year now. Mm-hmm. Used to do it part time, and then as a genius move in February of 2020, I went full time as a trainer.
So genius.
Just the smartest thing I've ever done.
I know. I was right there with you too. I did the same thing, and I was like, "This is amazing." You know,
I just great.
Work 24/7, trying to figure out how to pay my bills. It's awesome.
What's that saying? I was tired of working 40 hours a week for somebody else, and now I work 80 hours a week for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah. So that's basically what I do. Yeah. So I manage MADabolic. It is boutique fitness, class-based strength training, hyper fixated on strength training. So no screwing around, no fads, no gimmicks, no mirrors, no heart rate monitors, no microphones, none of that stuff. Not that any of that stuff existing in the other spaces is a bad thing.
Right.
I'm glad that everybody else exists. But I like being strong as hell, and I really don't like getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what compromises every moment of my time these days.
Yeah, I bet. I know. It's exhausting to have your own fitness space. Like just to have to manage it. You basically live in it. You don't do anything else. Like you live, breathe, and sleep in it, and sweat in it.
And
do all
think
the things.
about it while you're trying to sleep.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just never ending. So more power to you. I learned after I think I had my studio for a year, and then I decided to move back to the South Side because it was in Fishers, but I was glad I made that decision.
Yeah. You had a dance studio, right?
Yeah, it was dance studio, but I also did I did fitness classes, I did personal training, online training, all the things.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
How did you do on the online space?
Not very well,
Me either.
Honestly. I did not do well. I would connect with a lot of people, and a lot of people would DM me and watch my videos and save things. But in terms of like getting that high reoccurring people in terms of coaching and online, all of that stuff, it wasn't a really big return for me for some reason.
Me either. I got maybe half a dozen. I mean, it was awfully pathetic. And I was like, I just don't think I was doing the right work and the right amount of work. I don't like spending my time on social media. And how else do you find people these days?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Sitting there scrolling, hit follow or send some cold DM and hope for the best.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's the whole cold DM approach, and trying to continue to network to grow your base and all. It's just exhausting when you're trying to grow your business, and then you're like, oh, let me try online, but I still have to make money, so I still have to see people in person and do personal training in person and maybe do classes and do other things. It's like then you don't want to be social.
Yeah. So no, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I love networking in person. I am definitely a people person. I'll go into a crowd of people, an event, whatever, and have a great time. I'm just a raging extrovert. So I have no problem with that. It's being an extrovert, though, sitting on my phone and trying to have conversations and make connections online. I'm like, this is boring. ADHD doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
I'm like, moving on. I don't want to do that anymore. So I would spend like a week on it at a time.
Do you ever would you ever start a conversation and then you'd go to another conversation and then 15 minutes later you're like, who was I talking to? Did I have to respond to that person? What was I doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just earlier today, I walked from the bedroom to the middle of the house, and I was like, why am I here?
That's literally my life every day, all the
Standing
time.
around, looking around like something's gonna jog my memory. What was it? It was something stupid. I had a shirt hanging on a chair. I didn't want it anymore. That was the entire reason I went into the room. Completely forgot.
It's like those TikTok. Have you seen some of those TikTok videos where, like, yeah, the life of a person with what we apparently have is like you start on one thing and then you remember, oh, I forgot the trash, and then you leave this and you drop the trash, but then you notice like the cup is on the counter, and then you're like, I didn't finish the dishes. You drop the trash, you go here, and it's like this continual thing for the entire day, and then you realize at the end of the day you haven't done one damn thing.
Yeah. I'll catch myself and I'll be like, damn it, get back on track. We were doing that first. Go back to that. Finish that one. It's the worst. I'm so bad at it. I'm so bad at it. But, to be honest, I've been bad at that forever. I was medicated until high school, and then I think it was junior year of high school. I was like, I'm tired of being on medication. I don't like the way that I feel. I would like to have friends. And so I stopped. The old school ADHD medication was brutal. I started on Ritalin.
Okay.
Had a seizure or a couple of seizures in elementary school. They were like, we don't know why, but we think you're ODing on Ritalin. Cool. So they switched me to a new one. And just through all of these different medications all the way up to Strattera in high school, I didn't have an appetite. I didn't have a personality. I was just a zombie. I could focus.
Really?
I didn't want to do anything or talk to anybody.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So with what you have dealt with, is this something that has always been a struggle for you? Or was it like when you got into school, then you started noticing some issues? Like, how did you realize, like, oh, you know what? I think I have issues with this.
Yeah, I always had some sort of issue. My parents got me into therapy real early.
Really?
Because they were like, what is wrong with this kid?
At what age?
Young, like super, super young.
And they just noticed you just couldn't.
Because I remember going to
like
the
function or like concentrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I have lots of problems. So I am not diagnosed as such, but I have a real problem with authority. I have a real problem with following other people's directions.
Okay.
I like to be in control, and I don't like it when other people tell me what to do, unless if it makes sense, I'm cool with it. But if I have any questions whatsoever, I'm like, no, I don't like that. I'm not doing it. So I've always had a problem with authority and following directions and stuff like that. So that's how it kind of started. And then when I went to school, very young school, I just wouldn't focus. It's kind of funny. A few months ago, I was going through old stuff that my mom had given me and found my elementary school report cards from like kindergarten, first and second grade. Oh boy. I mean, they were bad. They were really bad. But that was back in the days where no one understood
like what was
the
going
conditions. So they were just like, this kid sucks, basically. That's not really what they were saying, but they were like, he needs to focus. You know what I mean? And like throughout the semester, they would improve, and then you'd go to a new school year and it would start over. Can't focus, doesn't pay attention, all these other things. And then there's one that was a note from my mom, and it was some sort of homework. I don't even remember what it was. And hardly anything was on the paper, and there was a note from my mom was, this is all that was accomplished in like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. Please help. So yeah, it's always been a problem.
Oh my gosh.
So it was super early. They got me into that, and then the medication started and all of that stuff. But anyway, I got tired of not having friends and stuff because I just had no personality. Yeah. So I cut that stuff off, much to the chagrin of my mom. And then miraculously, I started making friends. Started eating food. Stopped being a skinny little, just teeny tiny little thing. Yeah. And then I went to the gym and shit like that. And then it went on like that. But now I figured out as an adult, so I've been dealing with this for a long time. Yeah. Unmedicated, I've been dealing with it since I was around 16. And now I'm going to be 40 here in a few months. And so I've been dealing with it for a really long time. Yeah. And I found out that the fitness world, that being a trainer and now being a group fitness instructor and GM, like, this shit's a superpower. Yeah. This shit's a superpower. I can get 25 people in the room and I'm like, 10 people have identified a problem because I can just the brain just picks up on all this stuff. It was a problem in so many different ways because it's really tough for me to sit still and focus on a task, like do schoolwork. Okay. Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. I have a really hard time reading books because my brain will just take off and I'll realize 2 pages further and I'm like, I've not read anything. Yeah. My brain just goes somewhere. Yeah, exactly. That's how I am too. So I can't focus on a single thing, but somehow a whole bunch of shit going on. Yeah. I'm here for it. I can see everything, and I've got a plan of attack for all these different things, and I'm like, oh, this is a fucking superpower, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Except sometimes in the managerial stuff, because then I'll hop from task to task to task, and I'm like, no, I should have finished that one. I really probably shouldn't have focused all my efforts on this because this was far more important. But in that moment, I was like, ooh, I have an idea. So I attacked that idea, and then, an hour and a half later, I'm like, oh, I kind of fucked that up. Should have done that.
Right?
Yeah. Which was, not to a great degree or some severe degree, but that happened this week. We just migrated software. And when I should have been doing some other stuff, I had remembered that I owed a local business a higher grade in Broderable. I told them I was going to bring in some flyers that they were going to put in their bags and set out stuff. Yeah, marketing. And so while I was trying to learn this new software piece and input all this information, I suddenly remembered as that was a week and a half ago. I said I was going to drop that stuff off. I should do this now. And then it took 3 times as long as I thought it would. So, and then by the time I got done with all of that, I was like, well, my night just got longer.
Oh my gosh.
I have to get this other stuff done.
Right.
So that's the downside of the whole thing. But yeah.
Did you, when you started in terms of your fitness journey, was it did you just start working out and going to the gym and starting to realize I like this and I can concentrate? How did that work for you?
Yeah, man, be goal-oriented, task-oriented, big time. Completing things, pushing myself. But it was also I'm a boy, you know what I mean? I was like, if I get jacked, I'm gonna be sexy.
I can get
which
all
means
of
everybody
them.
gonna like me.
Yeah.
The first time I went, again, I was a teeny tiny little kid. I did not play sports. I played pee-wee sports, and then I didn't get along with anybody because I was weird. I'm still weird. It's just for whatever reason, people accept me for who I am now, which is neat. And so I didn't get along with anybody that was, for whatever reason, the athletes of type A is I didn't get along with them. So I stopped in pee-wee league. And actually, I remember the distinct moment I stopped playing all sports, and it was football one summer. And I loved being safety. No one ever got past me as safety. I think 2 kids in multiple seasons ever got past me. And I loved that position. I was like, this is awesome. I can just watch everybody. And then if anybody gets past them, I'm on it. I'm quick. Can't run for a long time because I also had asthma. But I can sprint real fast. I was a little kid. I was real quick. And then one day they put me on defense or whatever, the nose guard or what, I don't remember what it was. The guy that's right up on the line, right just off to the center of the center. And they said, all right, you're going to do that and you're going to rush the QB. And I was like, I don't know about all that. Those kids are huge, and I am really tiny.
Yeah.
That means you'll get through them. I'm like, I don't know that that's how that's going to work. The very first snap, I went to go, and it was just huge boys, and I got nowhere, and I just flattened right on my ass, and I was like, well, that sucked. I didn't like that. Tried it a couple more times. My shoulder hurt, and so I went up to the coach, and I was like, I'd like to go back to safety. And they're like, no, you're going to stay there. And I'm like, if you put me back up there, I'm not playing anymore. And they said, well, you have 2 choices. So I took off my jersey, handed it to the coach, and walked to my mom, and I never played sports again.
Oh, wow.
And that was Pee-wee League, so before middle school.
So, yeah, you really don't like authority.
I don't. I'm no good at it. I'm so bad. And that was the last time I played sports. And so I wasn't athletic. So going to the gym, I was like, oh, this is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And I was going with friends, but everybody had already been going, so, they were all stronger than me. But we just broed out. It was the YMCA in a small town, and so it was chest 3 times a week. We had no idea what squats or deadlifts were. It was just press.
Hold on, keep pressing.
All chest, no legs. You know what I mean? So that's how it started.
Okay.
And then I continued the bro splits and the whatever I found on the internet shit until I got certified, and I was like, oh, I've been doing this all wrong.
That is so funny. The bro split.
The bro split.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. That's like when my boyfriend and I went to go work out a couple weeks ago at a different gym, and they had this whole glute section, and I was like, it was like gold when I walked in, and I was like, this is amazing. We have to do all of it. He was like, I'm not doing that shit, and I was like, the hell you not? You are.
Cakes,
So then he's doing it. He was like, this just looks horrible. Me doing it. I was like, it looks horrible because the faces you're making when you're doing it.
Yeah, because he's all bent over, ass in the air, doing some kickbacks. You know what I mean? It's like, right, man.
Yeah, so that's funny when you say bro. That's what makes me think of the bro splits. Like they're just not used to doing legs.
Yeah, it's all it is. You got to focus on them leggies, man.
Yes.
And the booty.
Yeah, I know.
Booty is important.
It really is.
And people appreciate a nice dumpy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like male or female, a good dumpy, you're like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You said when you started working out, you came from a small town?
Mm-hmm.
So what small town is that?
Vincennes.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Where exactly?
It's very historically significant.
Okay.
But no one really knows outside of that. So it's smack dab between Terre Haute and Evansville.
Okay.
On the river. down in Knox County. You might have heard of it because of methamphetamines. I don't know. But
I report on Vincennes every once in a while, but I still don't really know like where it was. I've never like been through there.
It's just a teeny tiny town. Now, it's really rad historically. You know, it was the first capital of the Northwest Territory way back when this was like Spanish-held territory, and they hadn't really made it past where Missouri is now.
Okay.
So there's a lot of really cool history and old buildings and stuff there, but outside of that.
So your whole family's from there?
No, so we're not even originally from there.
Okay.
So I'm adopted.
Okay.
I was born in Lafayette. Bio family, lots of drama, didn't stay with them. Got adopted at about 2.5, and my parents, my adopted parents, had just moved to Vincennes. They'd only been there for a handful of years at that point.
Okay.
They were from Fort Wayne and then Ohio. So, we were just transplants all the way around.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of that? Like, have you known your entire life you were adopted, or was that another conversation later on?
I don't remember when. I was told my mom was pretty forthcoming about that from the get-go. She was a nurse. She delivered babies. So she loved little kids and babies and stuff like that. So she was definitely like trying to help me get my shit together from a young age. So I've known always. It was a point of contention when I was young because people would treat me weird, which is the strangest thing
That's
ever. Like
so
looking
weird.
back, I'm like, why would you treat me strangely because of that? But
Yeah.
whatever. So I've always known, as long as I can remember, I've known that I was adopted. I don't remember the conversation.
Yeah.
So I must have been real young.
Have you ever tried to reconnect with your bio family?
Yeah, that's been a whole journey. In fact, it's still happening.
Really?
Because my partner, Grace, just is obsessed. She's an anthropology brain, so she wants to know the history of things and people. And so I gave her
Really?
access to,
Oh my gosh, I need to connect with her then.
her favorite thing. It's her favorite thing.
I have a project I'd love for her to work on with me.
I gave her access to my 23andMe and my Ancestry, and I said, do the thing. Because I can't be bothered to sit down and focus on it.
Yeah.
My brain just doesn't care about that
Yeah.
too much. I want to know my medical history, especially since if you remember last time we talked, I got some issues that don't make any sense. So I want to know that. But yeah, like now we're even figuring out that there's a potential that my birth father, my bio father, doesn't even know I exist. But we might have, she might have found him.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's still going on. But I did meet some of the bio family. A lot of them still live in Lafayette. And then there was some drama that happened from previous relationships and stuff that screwed that all up. But yeah, I've connected with a whole bunch of them.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
How did that feel, like doing some of that, or getting some of that information and then being like, okay, what do I do with this?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like all I really cared about was the medical stuff.
Yeah.
There was so much curiosity of where's everybody else? Where'd everybody else come from? Where'd they go?
Yeah.
What did I miss out on? Maybe kind of deal. I mean, that's just curiosity. All I really cared about was the medical stuff. But
well, yeah, that's very important.
Always that curiosity of like, ooh, what could have happened?
Exactly.
What direction might I have gone?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had some things that I have found out back in my ancestry, and I've kind of made just like not like a hard stop, but kind of put a pin in it just because there's a lot to it, and I just haven't had time to like really dig in because there's some stuff there, and I've been like just waiting to do it. I just haven't sucked up to just finish it out. So
same. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
That's her domain. She sits down and she just digs in.
So that probably is a good segue for us to lead into, because, you know, that was your main reason was the health portion of it. And so is that the reason kind of that whole thing started in terms of trying to find your bio family because you were started to get health issues? Like, how did all that start?
No, actually at the time when the process first started, it was like a decade ago, maybe a little over a decade ago, 11 or 12 years ago. It was just curiosity. It was like, what should I consider? Because I had gotten some blood tests and I had like triglycerides are a little bit high, cholesterol's a little bit high. I wasn't the picture of health at the time. I still try, but nothing crazy. So I was like, should I expect something? Do I need to worry about heart conditions, stuff like that? So that's how it really started.
Okay.
The health issues are really recent within the last 2 years that I've been like, oh no, there's something going on with me, and I need to know, like, do I need to expect something? Like, do I need to prepare? Do I need to change up my lifestyle in some way? And
that's crazy because once you started working out or doing fitness, like you pretty much kept on with that regimen in your life, right? Like you just kept going. You did lots of different types of different fitness because you were doing powerlifting, right?
Yeah, that's the most recent thing that I did.
Okay.
Once I stopped doing the bro workouts, after I got certified, actually while I was working on getting certified, I was at a gym and there were powerlifters there. And so I just started lifting with them and learning from them. And I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm lifting heavy ass weight. This is fun.
lifting heavy, eating a lot.
Yeah. You mean you want me to lift heavy circles and smash food? I'm in.
Yeah, like
Let's
that's
go.
a perfect combination.
Yeah. So that's how it started. And then when I got certified, I took the powerlifting knowledge from just lifting with people. The people I lifted with, they weren't coaches. They weren't like fitness experts. They weren't kinesiology specialists or biomechanical specialists. They were just dudes lifting that were really freaking strong. And those are some of the best people to learn from, because you learn the gritty shit.
Yes.
You learn the stuff. This is what they've been through. This is what worked for them. Obviously, it can work because these dudes are squatting 600, 700, 800 pounds, deadlifting 600, 800 pounds. You know what I mean? 400 or 500 pound benches. Like, these are beasts of people. And so I learned the grittiness from that. And then I took the science from being a trainer and like became my own powerlifter. Did my own programming and all that stuff, and then started working that into strength training for my clients as well. And I was like, I just became obsessed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was not that good at it. I was mediocre at squat, slightly less than mediocre at bench. I was a deadlift specialist. I was really good at deadlift. Long arms. Gave me really good leverages. But I wasn't that great at it. But I had really good time competing, you know, and I just had a great time. And also every competition, almost always, I was older than everybody, but I was still keeping up with them for the most part, except for bench and squat. So I really enjoyed it. And that gave me that's when I found out that I actually am a competitive person. I never had a competitive outlet in my life, really.
Okay.
I did marching band, but that's like a big group, so there's no individual achievement in
that's
that, you know what I
true.
mean? If you stand out in marching band, you're doing it wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So
such a good point. Yeah.
I had no idea that I was a competitive person. And so that was a nice competitive outlet. And I've built on that in different ways, but
that's great. So you were doing like the powerlifting and all of that, and I know you said just the health part kind of came in within the last 2 years. Like, what did you start experiencing that you thought, okay, I think I have to go to a doctor?
I was getting really tired. I couldn't make it through a day. Like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It wasn't like a sugar crash or like the afternoon snoozers. Like, I was just full energy crash 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'd go to train clients and I couldn't stop yawning. I was just dragging ass. Then it got to the point where I couldn't complete a workout. And then one night, I was out with friends doing some stuff. And I passed out, and I had what I thought was a seizure, not a seizure. It's a syncopal episode because I didn't shit myself. But I went down, and I was out, and I kind of like did this for a minute, and then came to.
Oh my gosh!
And that happens to me when I have a thing with needles for whatever reason. Hypodermic needles, not tattoo needles, obviously, but hypodermic needles caused me a problem, and that would happen a lot of times when I got blood drawn and got a shot. I would pass out. And they said it was some sort of panic attack. And I was like, that's weird. I'm not panicking. Everything's fine. But for some reason, I would just get lightheaded and I would pass out. Yeah. So it felt like that. But this one was different. 30 minutes later, I was still having a hard time sitting up. And I was still completely out of energy. I was super groggy. And it was just bizarre. I was mentally fine, but my body was not participating. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's an issue. And then I started talking to the owner of Indy City Barbell, Steve Gentile, and I was like, here are all my symptoms. I'm tired, this, that. And he was like, that's exactly how I felt when my kidneys started to fail. And I was like,
oh, wow.
Onward to the blood test.
Yeah.
and that's where I found out. I got that blood test back, and I was like, oh, I need to get my shit together. But what? Like, I don't eat like an idiot. I'm pretty mindful of most of the things that I eat. I'm working out 5 to 7 days a week. Right. I'm very active. What is the issue here? I ended up passing out a couple other times too. So I got more blood work done. But yeah, I was just like, I found out that I was pre-diabetic. My A1C was 6, which the range, by the way, is up to 5.6. 5'7" to 6'2" is pre-diabetic, and 6'3" and above is type 2 diabetes. Oh my gosh. So I was really close to being type 2 diabetic. My fasting glucose was high. My LDL was above range. My HDL, the good cholesterol, was within range but low. Total cholesterol was up. My blood pressure has been elevated for years upon years. And I was like, that's a problem. That's a real problem. So I had to make some serious lifestyle changes. And it's all gone down. Like, I improved it a lot. But I'm still pre-diabetic, and cholesterol's still a little higher than I want it to be, but it's way better than 6. I think I'm 5.8 now, and I don't remember the other stuff. But
that's crazy. So are you taking medication? Because I know you're like, I got off of the other stuff, so I was wondering how you're dealing with all that
I am
without
considering working on taking Adderall again for my focus. I still just get really concerned about the side effects and stuff like that. I really don't want to screw with my personality. I don't want to mess with my appetite.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with any of that. And those are super common side effects. So toying with it. But no, I've considered medication, but it requires going through a doctor, and it's really expensive to be healthy here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's like they almost like make you want to be unhealthy because you don't want to spend the money to be healthy.
I'm paying $400 a month for health insurance, but I have a $5,000 out-of-pocket maximum and deductible. So they're not going to pay for much of shit until I've already spent $5,000.
Exactly.
I don't really want to spend $5,000 just to make sure I'm okay. So no, I haven't gotten any medication. It's been wholly lifestyle change. So there are two things that I cut out. One of them was deeply disappointing.
Oh, no.
But I cut out added sugars and saturated fats as much as possible. That was the blanket that I threw over. But that every morning for breakfast, I had a bowl of delicious cereal with whole milk.
Oh,
and I had to switch that up, and I'm so upset about it.
Wait, so then what do you have for breakfast now? What did you replace it with?
I go back and forth between... So, this is great. Let's talk about this. At Fresh Time, they have bagels that are not a brand. They're just the Fresh Time bagels.
Okay.
I don't know if they make them in-house. I don't know anything about them. They're just a whole bagel, New York style. Well, I started reading the ingredients, and like the Dave's Killer bagels and bread are awesome. Like the macros and stuff are in there. They're fantastic, but it's expensive.
Right.
The Fresh Time bagels have better macros than the Dave's Killer bagels and bread and stuff like that, and it's less expensive. And they're this big, thick New York style bagel. They're delicious. So it's a Fresh Time everything bagel.
Okay.
With 2 eggs, a little bit of low-fat mozzarella cheese, and that's what I crush. On workout days, so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Almost every day, basically.
I have Kodiak cakes, and I get the buttermilk Kodiak cakes because it has the least sugar and the most protein of all of them. And then I mix in a scoop of my favorite protein powder, shameless plug, stronger, faster, healthier. Churro, unfortunately discontinued flavor. And I throw a scoop of that in there.
They had a churro flavor?
Oh, so good. It's my favorite, but it didn't sell well, so they discounted it.
Oh, I did not even know. I would have bought some.
Oh, I've got one more left at the studio.
Oh, wow.
I bought 5 bags because I was like, no, it's my favorite flavor. It's and then I add in, about 3/4 cup of 2% milk and an egg to increase the protein content as high as possible, keeping the fat and sugar as low as possible. And then I literally make pancakes in my little skillet pan, and wait 2 minutes aside. And then I get a nice high quality syrup for good quality sugar.
Good. So you do like a normal maple?
Yeah, normal high quality maple in the glass jar.
They're so high in carbs though.
Oh, that's fine. Listen.
No. I know.
I was about to mansplain some shit.
You don't need to mansplain anything to me. But to me, when I see those carbs, I was like, I'd rather eat more carbs than like take it in this little small thing. That's how I look at it sometimes.
But a good maple syrup, that kind of sugar breaks down a lot more over time.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, it's a lot like honey where it breaks down over time. That's good quality carb. And post-workout, that is dynamite for getting sugar straight into those muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I stay so jacked and tan.
Oh, okay. Jacked and tan. There we go. So I used to love eggs. Like I used to have a cup of egg whites every single morning. That was part of my thing, especially when I was prepping. Like that's all I ate. And then when I was a kid, I had an egg allergy. And then when I got older, then it kind of just went away and I was fine. And then all of a sudden it came back. I can't even I've tried, I've stopped. And then like even 3 weeks ago, I bought some eggs and I was like, I'm going to have 1 serving, see how it does. Yeah, no. It's like then I have a stomach ache for like a good 4 to 5 hours the rest of the day. And it was my favorite like protein. Like I would have egg whites constantly.
It's just inexpensive and easy.
And it's easy. You can mix it into anything and double the protein. And so I struggle now because I'm like, I can't have my...
Damn it.
And I have a milk allergy, so it's great.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
I know.
Worst.
It's awful.
How are you consuming any protein?
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
Well, they do make proteins that are super, super low in lactates for people that have milk problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look
plug.
at that.
Okay. Churro flavor. You can't get.
Okay, wait a minute. What is it? You keep plugging this thing. What is this?
So it's a brand. I plug them a lot because I actually use them and I really like the company. But it's a brand we sell in the studio at MADabolic. And it's the whole franchise uses SFH, and they've got a really nice selection of stuff. It's a high quality protein. It's a little more expensive than a lot of the other ones. It's way more expensive than the shit you get at Walmart. But it's really basic. It's grass-fed cows and stuff like that. But the way they process it, it's more bioavailable. It's better on the gut. They don't have to add digestive enzymes to cover it up. So even when I double scoop this stuff, I don't have that break in my belly. Sometimes you take a protein and you're like,
you feel like shit afterwards.
Yeah, and these, no problem, even if I double scoop it. It's super, super fine, so it never chunks up, ever.
So it blends really well anywhere.
Super well. It's like 4 shakes in the shaker bottle and you're good to go. Not even being facetious. Like it really, really blends really well. And again, the way they process it, it's a super, super low lactate. So people that are lactose intolerant can typically take this without much problem.
I'm going to have to try some.
Bring you a sample.
Yeah. I'd love to try it. I need help in that department, so that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just started adding protein to frickin' everything.
So then that's been helping with you trying to change up your lifestyle and doing all of that. And so, and then also with you now being at the gym and doing all these classes, you also kind of changed out what you're doing workout wise, right? Because you went from powerlifting to just training completely different. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was powerlifting all the way up until probably last spring. The spring prior, so what would that have been? 23, I wrecked my motorcycle. And the impact from that twisted my pelvis a little bit. So I have just ongoing problems with that, with my lower back and hip flexor and stuff that it's rotated. So it's always pissed off. That plus shoulder issues and sprained my wrist and hurt my hip and then the shoulder from just way too much pressing and not taking care of my shoulders the way that I should have, thinking like, no, I'll be all right. And then pushing through pain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a torn labrum. So with all of that, I couldn't do powerlifting anymore. I couldn't get under the bar in my ideal position for squats. Plus my back hurt. I obviously couldn't bench press anymore because it hurts to push a bar. Anything over 135 hurts like hell. On a barbell, I can do dumbbells just fine. And so I really wasn't doing a whole hell of a lot. So then I joined onto this MADabolic thing, and I was doing their workouts, but with the wrong equipment. So I was kind of just making it work because we didn't have a studio. I didn't have the equipment, and there wasn't one nearby for me to go to. But I started doing those workouts pretty much exclusively as of like August of last year. And then being really consistent with it since March of this year, the end of March, the last 2 weeks of March, when the studio, we had all the equipment in there. And they hadn't even done with construction. I still had boxes in the way, dirt on the floor, and I was like, doing this. Brought my trainers in. I did it sometimes by myself. I would bring the trainers in. And then once we opened, that's when I started being consistent. I literally just follow the recipe 4 times a week. And I keep my split. I do the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so no more than 3 in a row. And I do my split. I hit my 2 ideal days, which is always Monday and Friday. And that's all I have done. I haven't touched a barbell other than to demonstrate a movement to somebody in like 9 months. And because of the way these workouts are designed, they're so freaking intelligent. I've become such a fanboy. And I'm sort of obsessed with the whole thing because it just makes sense. And like, I had lost a lot of muscle mass because of the injuries and stopping to work out as consistently as I was. I wasn't feeling great about myself. I had lost a lot of weight. I was down to 200 pounds, but I was losing muscle mass. I had lost muscle mass. And then I noticed after just 1 month of being consistent, like my legs looked jacked again. And like I started getting my shoulders back and my back started looking good. And then I was like, I can see my abs. Holy shit. And so like I became obsessed with the body composition I was developing, and I started becoming more athletic. And the only reason I knew I was athletic was, I mean, you can track that in class because you get better at jumping.
Absolutely.
You have more stamina. You feel more athletic in class. But real world, I play flag football with CCA. And in the spring season, those first few games, I was gassed after every single play. I was like, someone subbed me out. I can't even jog back to the line of scrimmage right now. I'm cooked just from running 20 yards. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I'm awful at this. And then I noticed at the start of this season, back-to-back plays, back-to-back games, no problems. No problems whatsoever. I was like, oh, shit, I can keep up with everybody. This is awesome. I'm older than all these people, and I'm keeping up.
Kicking their ass. And I'm
Yeah,
like
let's go.
10 years older.
I always blow everybody's nines when they find out that I'm almost 40. They're like, no, you're 28.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, that's how I've measured progress. I've measured the changes, the lifestyle changes, how these workouts do. And like I proselytize a little bit the MADabolic way, but it's because like seriously, look at me. Like I'm in the best fucking shape of my life right now. I'm about to be 40 years old. I am sexy as fuck right now. I'm just going to be completely honest. I have never, ever looked this fucking good before.
But I think that's what people strive for as you get older. Like right now, I don't feel sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't. I've had some with my immune disorder and health issues, and then with my body changing with hormones, like, the same things don't work anymore. And so you're trying to figure out this new way of how your body is now and how to feel that way. And I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. Yeah. But it's an amazing feeling to have that at this age, because I feel like as you turn 40, all of a sudden, like, everything goes to hell with your body.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
Like it takes forever to recover from any injury whatsoever.
Yes.
Forever.
You get hurt in your sleep.
It's I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, my neck hurts. I can't.
Yeah. Like there'll be one day where I'm like, did I sleep wrong? Because my neck is fucking killing me today. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything.
So silly.
Yeah.
And then I got blood work again in January of this year. My A1C was down to 5.8, which is still pre-diabetic, but way better than 6.
Yeah.
Everything else, all my numbers had improved. And I was like, between the way I feel, what I see in the mirror, and what's happening now on the flag football field, I'm just like, this is awesome. This is so awesome. And I'm not doing anything special.
Yeah.
I don't track what I eat. I can't be bothered. Again, ADHD,
yeah. So you can't do it. So you've never tracked your food?
About the longest I've gone is 1 week.
Wow.
And after a week, I'm just over it.
Yeah.
And so I just do quick math. I look at the label. I think about the serving size. And I'm like, cool, it'll be about this. And then I move on with my life. Because I can't be bothered.
Okay.
I'm also just not good at numbers.
Yeah.
Math is not my strong suit.
Yeah.
So,
neither is mine. Yeah. I failed math every year in high school.
Yeah, I didn't fail.
I had to go to summer school. So in my senior year, I was like, please let me pass. Please let me pass.
I had C's and D's. I ended up failing it in college. And for some reason, here's a fun fact. I never actually officially passed the math that it required to graduate with my degree in college. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they let it go.
Really?
I obviously didn't raise a stink about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. I've been like, I'm good.
Yeah, the very last math class I took, I ended up doing the self-guided math or whatever. You had to actually go and work on the computers and shit. And I went for like a month and then stopped showing up. And I got an I for incomplete or whatever it was. I think it was I. And they never asked me to take it again. And they gave me my diploma. And I'm like, yeah, I did it.
That's like, my kid's 15. And so he's super intelligent, takes all the advanced courses. And he's going to be a freshman right now in high school. And he sometimes would be like, come to me with a math question. He'll be like, wait a minute. Nope. I'm like, go call your dad. Go talk to him. Not me. I am not the one. I'm the artistic creative person. You go talk to somebody else who's analytical and logical. Yeah. That's not me.
Yeah. What's wild about that? You say that on that point, like I'm shit with math. I'm great with like languages and things like that. I'm very analytical. Mm-hmm. I'm very logical. Again, if things don't make sense, I like efficiency. I've got a little bit of OCPD, so like I need things to be in order. It has to make sense or I'm gonna have a problem with it. But I can't do numbers. I just don't do numbers. But I can remember numbers really well.
Yeah.
Phone numbers, my credit card number, like things like that. I go over that a few times and it sticks. But anything more than that,
anything else you can't do.
I'm sitting in class and I'm supposed to keep track of what round versus which static effort versus the halfway point, and I've fully disassociated. I'm watching everybody. I'm making sure everybody's working correctly, but I'm forgetting everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, rest and is that 2? Is that 3? How many have you done?
5 more.
Yeah.
5 more.
Which my personal training clients over the years have always known. I've never counted reps correctly. I'll keep it quiet, and then if I speak it, they're like, no, that's 7. I'm like, cool, I was on 9. Don't know how
I've done that so many times, and then I'm always just like, 8 more. Just do 8 more.
Yeah, no, so that's why RPE scale is awesome, because like you don't have to count. You just go until it feels a certain way, and then you go back to the video, and you're like, all right, how many did I do?
Yeah. So you, with your workouts, like you don't do, because I think there's this misconception that like you have to lift heavy and you have to max out and do all these things in order to like get some sort of type of results. But it sounds like you don't do that. Like you do something completely different.
Yeah, I lift heavy.
Yeah.
Like our anaerobic days, that's our heaviest lifting day. The heaviest weight's going to be on there because we're working for shorter amounts of time.
Yes.
So I'll do some heavy ass deadlifts. I'll have a 100 and some odd pound kettlebell in one arm. I'll be doing a suitcase deadlift with a 108 pound kettlebell.
Me and my son were just talking about suitcases because he has to do them because he's in football.
Hell yeah.
So he was just like dying the other day because he had to do them.
Awesome for the core, for the back, for everything. So I'll have a heavy ass weight for that, but it's not a barbell. And yeah, I haven't lifted anything heavy. It depends on what you're trying to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to shit on the rest of the boutique industry. I am a hater. I am an absolute hater of the boutique fitness industry. I really just am. Yeah. And it's really only because I feel like it's all false advertising. Everybody claims strength training, but all it is HIIT. It's just ass kickings. Yeah. That's not strength training. Right. That's ass kickings. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with it. No, that's a great point. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with it existing. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad people go to it. That's awesome. Yeah. But you'll adapt to a point. You will get stronger. You will adapt. Your body will change and things like that. But like their methodology is garbage to me.
You'll also hit a plateau.
Yeah, you're going to plateau. You're probably going to get hurt because you're doing so much shit. There's no repetition. You're not getting good at anything. And the whole point of strength training, scientifically proven time and time again, it's the entire ethos of strength training is start somewhere and progressively overload. That means doing the same shit over and over again.
Not changing it every single time.
Over time to challenge yourself further. That's the only way you continue to build muscle. That is the only way you continue to get strong. Period. So if you go into a class and there's 20 movements and it's your 5th class of the week, what are you doing?
You're just just
destroying yourself at that point.
Yeah. And you're burning your body out.
Again, doesn't make sense to me, so I don't like it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, that's such a good point because I think people automatically assume if they get their ass kicked that they've had a really good workout and they're going to see results. And they may, but at a certain point, your body's going to be like, I'm done, or I'm tired, or I'm going to get injured because I'm hurt and we're not supposed to be doing this right now. Yeah.
And then, if you want to, let's nerd out for a second. I can do a whole TED talk on this. And then you talk about maxing out. There's a time and place for that. Yeah. If you are a strength athlete or all you give a shit is about how much just outright weight you can lift in one thing, then max out. Because one lift at 90%, one rep at 90% is significantly less taxing to the central nervous system and the body as a whole, surprisingly, than 15 reps of a lighter weight. 15 reps of a lighter weight is going to fatigue you, overall fatigue, massively more and do a lot more metabolic damage, which has its own merits, than one rep at 90 to 100%. And you could do a max out reps every single day of your life if you wanted to, as long as you're taking care of your body. You could do that every single day and increase your strength. You will not fast track muscle building. But so it depends. Like if you're a strength athlete, look at Olympic lifters, right? You do clean and jerks and snatches. You're not doing a million reps. You're doing one at a time every few minutes until you hit a certain number and then you move on. And because that's all that matters. You want to be better at a clean? Do cleans. I'm so sorry.
No, you're right.
You want to be better at deadlift? Do deadlifts. You want to increase the rate in which you get better at those things and increase your mass, because if you increase your mass, you can handle more weight, which means a stronger lift. Then you need to add on auxiliary lifts and assistance movements, right? And things that complement the movement, right? So it depends. If all you care about is adding as much muscle as possible, there's a certain amount of volume that goes into it. But we're even learning now that like the old bro split, the bodybuilder split, where you do 30 sets and 100,000 reps, that total accumulated volume, you get that sick pump and all that metabolic stress, you're actually leaving something on the table because then you can't do that again for a while, right? Well, and if you have to have more recovery, then that means fewer sessions, which means less progress.
Yes.
We're learning that now.
I always struggled with that when I was bodybuilding. Yeah. Like I'd be like, I'm so fucking tired. I need to recover for 2 days before I can do that split again. Like,
which means you've just slowed down.
Yes.
Now in strength sports, that's okay. You can take several days off. It's okay if you only deadlift every 10 days because of the stress to your body that happened like that. You work on your auxiliaries and other stuff in the way. You'd only have to touch a barbell every so often. Yeah. So it depends on the goal, right? Which is the same for the rest of boutique, for HIIT and stuff like that. If all you give a shit about is getting your ass kicked and moving, right on.
Great, yeah.
Do the thing. You don't care about anything else, do the thing. Just maybe don't go 5 to 7 times a week. Right. Right? Yeah. And like, I'm going to circle back to Matt again. Like, we're adamant. Like, I pay attention to the numbers. Don't come more than 4 times a week. Don't do more than 3 days in a row. Your body has to rest. You want to get stronger. You want to not get hurt. You want to not feel like shit. You got to take days off. Days off don't mean sit on your ass.
Yeah.
Days off means don't stress your body. Go for a walk, go for a hike, go yakking, go ride a bike, go do some shit like that, whatever. Just don't pick up any weights. Let your body recover for a little bit. You know, there's active recovery, there's full rest. Even full rest doesn't mean laid on the couch all day. It's not necessarily what that means.
Yeah.
So again, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
I like to be strong and healthy.
Yeah.
So I won't do the other things.
See, like, and that's my whole thing right now is like, I do a lot of cardio because I still do dance fitness and I still teach in that, but that's all I'm really getting in right now. So it's like, I need to get back on. I need to be stronger. I want to be strong and healthy. I don't want to be like a person who does cardio all the time because it's number one, it's exhausting and also it's not doing anything for my body.
Right.
Really.
And that's bingo right there, because especially like, that's a huge misnomer in this, is that getting on the treadmill or the stair climber for an hour.
I know.
It's not, because once you've hit 3 minutes, you're in the oxidative energy phase. Not oxidative, I'm sorry. But you're in an energy phase that your body goes into adaptation. And your body always wants to adapt, right? We're just an organism. We're a piece of chemistry, right? And there's homeostasis. So the body wants to adapt. So once you've hit 3 minutes, your body's like, all right, cool. We're doing this. We're going to shut everything down. We're going to put as little effort into this as possible. So steady state cardio hardly burns any calories or energy at all. So you just spent an hour and you may have like cooked 350 calories.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas you go and do a dope ass workout for 30 minutes, you've got 4 to 6, depending on you, depending on all sorts of factors, you could have 400 to 800 calories consumed in that 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than just plug away on a freaking That's just too boring for me. I can't do it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Great for your heart.
Right.
But also not that good for your lungs either, right? And as aging people, especially as females, it's imperative that you apply a load to the body. You have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Because especially as females, you guys got to deal with so much more shit than we do. And one of those things is thinning bones, like bone loss. Osteopenia, osteoporosis. Your hormones are just wreaking havoc on you, especially as you go into
it's awful.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Perimenopause and menopause, and then as you get older, it's even more difficult to add and maintain muscle mass. So it's imperative that you do these things. You don't have to be obsessed with it. It's 120 minutes a week.
Yeah.
Come on, it's 120 minutes a week. It's 2 hours in a whole week. 7 frickin' days.
Yeah.
Split it up into half-hour increments, and that's 4 times a week, right?
Yeah.
So, and there you go. You've done the thing, and you're doing everything you need to maintain and probably add muscle, or to at least maintain what you have, so you can age healthy. And so, what we do is aging athletically. We jump. I can make people run. We get on bikes and rowers and ski ergs, and then we lift some heavy ass weights, and then we move weights in a very athletic motion or a very intense motion that challenges the entire body, but also challenges the heart, which also challenges the lungs. But then we rest. And then we do it again.
Yeah.
And then we rest. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be complicated. I don't care what you're doing. Just do something.
Yeah.
Load your body, pick up a freaking weight, and it needs to be more than 3-5 pounds. It needs to be heavy. It needs to be challenging. If you can do it more than 15 times, it's too freaking light. Go heavier. Do less.
That's good. I always tell people that too. Like when you're lifting, I'm like, if you're trying to check your phone, or if you can just do it like nothing, then you're not doing anything.
Right.
Like you're just going through the motions.
Unless
you're not
you're a
challenging.
powerlifter.
Correct.
Because we take naps between sets.
Yeah.
It's 1 to 5 reps, sit, play on the phone, talk to everyone else in the gym, go, I haven't done a set in a while. I'm going to go
let me go back to that right now. Let me go to set 2.
Yeah,
and I'll be done
awesome.
in 3 hours.
Yeah, powerlifting is the lazy man's strength sport. It's awesome. The lazier you are, the stronger
Lazy man's strength sport.
I loved it. It's fantastic.
So with all that you do with fitness, what else are you super interested in? Because I know obviously when you're an entrepreneur and you literally dive yourself into something, sometimes other things kind of lack, and you're just like, there was a time when I was just a full-on entrepreneur that people would be like, well, what else do you do? And I'm like, I just work. Yeah. And you're like, you don't like to do anything else? And I'm like, I don't really have time for anything else.
I love doing other things.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Right, exactly.
I'm a massive gearhead. I've got car parts tattooed all over my body, and there are more coming. I have 3 motorcycles. I have a Corvette. I love sports cars. I love combustion motors. They're terrible for the environment. God, they're so much fun. They make great noise. I love that. I've been on my motorcycles 3 times this year so far. I miss it so much. I drove the Corvette down here today just to drive it. It's pouring rain.
I know.
It's garbage, terrible outside. But also my daily driver, my shit box, my Ford Focus, the galvanized doesn't have working. It's like the 4th year without working AC, and I just can't be bothered to work on it because I'm busy, and I just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need AC. So I also didn't want to drive that because I knew I'd have to have the windows up, and I'd be like, I'd show up here and be all smelly. I'd be like, I am wet.
Hi, I'm here. I'm wet and I'm sweaty and gross.
Like this is not pleasant.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the other reason. But yeah, sometimes I'll just drive the vet because I'm just like, I need to feel powerful. This thing's loud and it's very fast. So I'm going to drive that today because it's comfortable and has AC.
You live in the Broad Ripple area, right? Because that's where your place is. Have you always lived in that area of town here in Indy?
No. So I moved to Indy in 07.
Okay.
Right out of college, June of 07. And I started on the south side at Banta. Basically Banta and 37.
Oh my God, I used to live off of Banta and 37.
Were you in the
Lighthouse Landings?
Oh, that was right across the street. I was in the ones on Banta,
is it Dakota?
Dakota Ridge.
Dakota Ridge.
Yeah, that's where I started. That's awesome.
Oh my God, I was at Lighthouse Landings. Gosh, I moved out here forever ago before I got married. That's when I was there, and then we got married, then we got a house, and then we got 2 different houses, and then I got divorced, and then I went back, went to Fisher's, then came back to the south side. Yeah,
I've
went all kind of all over the place.
I did that exactly.
But that's so funny. No one's ever lived off of Banta 37.
No one has any idea.
No.
That's awesome. You know those apartments.
Yeah.
Started there, and then that relationship didn't go well. My fault. Moved into this crazy dude's house in Fishers, where he had bought a very large house for himself. Dude is batshit crazy. Mowed lawns for a living, but had a Lamborghini and an NSX. All he did was mow from before the sun came up to after the sun came down.
And had like a big ass house and a Lamborghini for mowing?
Yeah, he did the thing, man.
Wow.
One man mowing team, no overhead whatsoever. He did
and
everything as cheap
him.
as possible. So anyway, lived with him for a while. That was terrible. Then moved to a different part of Fishers, and then moved to Noblesville for a while. Had a house up there. I screwed that up, and then moved back down to the south side off of Keystone and 65.
Okay.
And then moved to my friends in Lawrence, and then moved back down to Southport and 65. And now I'm in Broad Ripple.
Okay.
So since 2018, I have been in Broad Ripple. And I'm just adjacent to the village, so I walk everywhere.
Oh, that's
nice.
nice.
I can walk to Fresh Time. I can walk to my gym. I can walk to all my favorite places, which one of my favorite places is closing, and I'm so upset, but I understand because the rent is too damn high. Gina's Juice Bar.
They're closing?
Just announced.
I didn't even get the chance to even go there.
You have 2 weeks.
Great.
Closing up shop at the end of the month. So get your ass there.
Because are they relocating or they're just done?
Potentially.
Okay.
They're working on it. But they're not going to have that dynamite storefront there. It's such a great location too. But the rent's so high. It's a gorgeous spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can walk to all of that if I want to walk to a bar or to a head shop or do dabs and, send myself to the stratosphere. I can walk to all of those things.
Yeah.
No driving required, which is fantastic. Just walking around the village.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great time. But I can also walk my dog to Three Dog Bakery.
Yeah.
And, go for a walk on the Mow 9. It's just a perfect area of town. I love it so much.
That's great.
Yeah, Broad Ripple's just beautiful.
Gosh, I never end up going to Broad Ripple just because before, when I was in Fishers, it's a hard space to go if you're directly north or if you're directly south.
Yep.
It's not an easy place to drive. It's like 45, 50 minutes. It is a total pain in the ass.
It is. And, it got a really bad rap during COVID, when everything shut down.
Yes.
Lost a lot of businesses because what are you going to do?
I know.
And then the construction, it was like right after everything opened back up, they're like, okay, we're shutting down the avenue.
Oh my God, and it was a mess.
Great, it needed to happen, but the problem is when they shut that down, they shut down sections, and then there'd be sections where there's no cars, so people were just hanging out that had no business being there.
Oh God,
kids,
So then that's probably what else started all the crime.
And honestly, I went out, I avoided it for a while. I could hear the gunshots from my house. And so I avoided it for a while. And one night, a friend was in town and he wanted to go back out to his old stomping grounds. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I'm just walking out in the crowd, the late night crowd. And I'm looking around. I'm like, there are so many people here that look like they're just aimlessly wandering around, literally looking for trouble. And I don't understand it. And it didn't feel safe. So the construction, the crime, more construction. And then finally, kind of got the shit together. The roads opened up. They got rid of the troublemakers. They shut down a couple bars.
Yeah.
They lost their licenses, and it's fine.
Yeah, I did see there's a couple that lost their licenses, especially lately. So it's crazy.
One of them, the guy that owns the place is a super, super nice guy. He was pretty upset about it, but I don't know. A lot of times I don't think it's the owners of these places. I think it's management and the employees just not taking it seriously. I was a former bouncer. Like, you had to take that stuff seriously.
Yeah.
You skirted on the rules, there was going to be trouble.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because if somebody came in and tried to sweet talk you into bending the rules for them so they could get in, they were probably going to be a problem.
Right.
Almost every single time. So, as an owner, there's only so much you can do unless you're going to spend every moment there, which isn't viable, especially as a bar.
I know. Yeah, that's hard.
So it's really unfortunate that happened. It sucks that people got killed. Like, it was terrible, but it's good now. Like, none of this shit's happening anymore. But it's what's wild. You go out Friday, Saturday, late night in Broad Ripple on the Strip, and that used to be packed. There's just a few people ambling about. There's people in the building, but there's not huge crowds of people going up and down the street. It's because so many people got driven away with the shit.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because obviously we've had lots of crime downtown in Indianapolis every single weekend. It's been horrible here.
It feels like it just moved.
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering because I know there was a point where like there was times where I would go out to Broad Ripple every once in a while, but then I don't know. We just ended up stopped going to Broad Ripple, not specifically because of crime, because then like you go here and then an hour later we leave and there's a shooting. And so it's just like, it's awful. So it just seems like people have like chosen to go to different places now and bring the trouble somewhere else.
Which I'm glad the trouble's not in Broad Ripple anymore, but it's like, okay, people, we can come back now. There's still bars, but there's more than bars. If you're not a drinker, if you're a legal weed partaker person, however you do it, there are ways to partake legally in that.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Honestly, potheads are my favorite people. We're chill.
Yeah.
We're not the ones causing problems.
Right.
And no one smokes a J or hits a dab and then goes, I'm going to beat the shit out of somebody. They're like, no, what pizza am I about to eat? I'm going to sit on this corner, I'm going to smash this pie, and I'm going to watch the cars go by. Like, that's what life is.
Watch the cars go by.
So, there's lots of different stuff. There's great restaurants. Broad Ripple's dope as hell.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's very residential there with all the new apartments. Versa's I think Versa is opening up. It's like 230 units. So there's lots of residential there. So people are coming back. There's great businesses there. It's an awesome village. Every third Thursday, the owner of Union Jack put together with a friend, I think the owner of Create Art, put together third Thursday. So every third Thursday now, it's a celebration in the village.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can come out. There's tons of vendors. There's artists. There's pop-up shops. There's live shops. There's live music.
Yeah.
People are throwing specials together. I do stuff here and there. It's awesome, and it's bringing people back to the village and letting people know it exists.
You have my brain thinking now because now I'm like I should probably do a story on Broad Ripple.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'll connect you with everybody.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea because I think people still have this preconceived notion that like it's not safe to go there and that like nobody wants to go there because of what has been done in the past. Yeah. And so now people are just so focused what's happening here downtown. That everyone's just like, well, we're just not going to go anywhere because it just sucks to do anything in Indianapolis right now for nightlife or anything, you know?
And if I didn't have to go to bed at 10 o'clock every freaking night now because I'm up so early every day because I got to work from morning to evening. Yeah. I would just go out and I'll take a video, you know what I mean? But I just don't want to be up late enough. But, the village is dope. Like, people need to come back. It's a really great place, really great restaurants, really great businesses all together. There's like 65 businesses in the village and you would have no idea.
I did not even know there was that much either. No idea. I would have thought maybe 20 at most.
And I want to do, when I finally have capacity, which I just had a new trainer start. So she's going to I've been teaching 14 classes a week instead of like 5 or 6.
Oh my God. How are you surviving? Because there was times where I was teaching, it would range 12 to 18 depending on, and I would, by the end of the week, oh my God, I am be dying. Yeah.
Because it was lead 14 classes, also be a GM, also try to do community outreach and keep up with social media, also be an independent personal trainer. And then at some point in time, I have friends.
Yeah, you'd like to have a life.
I would like to go do something.
Yeah.
I want to go do a dab or something, you know what I mean? I want to just turn my brain off for a few hours. So no, it's been tough. So finally, she's going to take 7 of those classes. So I'm going to be down to about 7 a week, which is tremendously
nice.
helpful. So eventually I'll have the capacity again to get back out into the village. I kind of named myself and self-proclaimed myself the mayor of Broad Ripple because I'm just that idiot.
Mayor Broad Ripple.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the Mayor of Broad Ripple on my podcast today.
I want nothing to do with politics, but I would love to be a mayor if all I had to do was tell you all the good things that were happening.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to that though. I love doing that. Like again, a raging extrovert. I want to go out and meet everybody. I want to know all the business owners. I want to know everybody. I want everybody in my gym, not just because I want the gym full, but because I think it's good for people. I want to do all that, but I'm out of capacity. So there's other things that I want to do. I want to do interviews of all the business owners and like learn their history. And I've got some other ideas with one of the other business owners, one of the restaurateurs there, about something to do with all the different restaurants in the village too. I just need time.
Yeah. That's a great idea because I think people, well, for me, and that's the whole reason why I love doing this podcast is because I get to sit and talk to people and learn about people's lives and like why they think the way they think and how they move or why they've got into this industry and all those things. And I think when people start to learn about the business owners, their stories, how shit has impacted their lives and how they are and how they've overcome some things, like you just have a better appreciation of not only the person, but the business and what it stands for. Yeah. And I think like now people are just so quick to just make judgments on people. I think, with people having keyboard warriors online and all the things and like they're quick, to say something really mean or rude or like, do you even fucking know me to say something like that? No. Like, get to know a person or maybe think a little bit more critically before you open your mouth and say something mean. Yeah. So I just, I think it's important for people to get to know people on a deeper level.
I agree. I mean, for instance, like seriously, I know exactly what I look like. I am stereotypical, almost middle-aged white dude with tattoos, this stupid mullet, which I hate.
Wait, you hate the mullet?
I hate it.
So then why do you have it?
It's in the way. It's hot. It gets caught on everything. I sleep and it's in my face. Like, I don't know how y'all do it with this long hair. It's so annoying. Yeah. I have been growing it. I need help with this part, actually. I'm gonna put this out there for anybody that can help me out. I have been growing this specifically for 2 years. It was just a short mullet and I was cool with it.
Okay.
I called it a mullet hawk and I was like, that's my entire identity now. And then a couple of years ago, I realized that they were doing mullet competitions at the state fair. And I was like, I'm going to grow mine out and I'm going to compete in the state fair in 25. And so I want to compete at the Indiana State Fair this year. And on the website, it says Sunday, August 3rd, I think it is, at 2 p.m. is the USA Mullet Championship mullet competition. But there's no other information. There's no registration. There's no more info. Nothing.
Where is it coming from?
Well, so I went to the USA Mullet Championship website.
Oh, okay.
And right on the main page, right there, front and center, it says register. I was like, well, click. And I went through this whole thing, filled out a bio, put all this information in, put pictures up, paid $25. Cool. Get an email. I noticed that the email is support@USA Mullet or whatever. And so I emailed them and said, hey, I hope this is monitored. I'm guessing it is. I would like to compete locally at my state fair. It says blah, blah, blah. And they responded with, we were not participating in the Illinois or Iowa and Indiana state fairs this year. And I'm like, then why on the website does it say? Please don't tell me I've been doing this for nothing. All I want to do is act a fool on stage in front of a whole bunch of people and get my mullet judged so that I can cut it off.
So they're not doing it?
I have no idea. It's still on the website.
You're like, can I get my money back?
I've emailed people like, no, it's an online competition, whatever. We'll see what happens there. I'll give them some money. It's $25 is what it is.
Can you go to another state and do it?
Somewhere. I'm sure somewhere else in the Midwest there's a mullet competition.
Because you just want to chop your hair off.
I just want to get rid of it, but I need to win something first or at least get acknowledged. Again, competitive. So I don't know what the hell is happening with that. So if anybody can help me with that, please help.
I did not even know
that. And then I'm chopping it off. I'm just going back to a mohawk.
Oh, okay. So just full mohawk
I can't stand having hair on my neck anymore. It's hot right now.
Sweaty.
All I want to do is put it up in a bun. I'm just over it. I'm driving my car around. It's blowing in my face. It's just whipping me. I'm like, how do people do this?
That's so my son has long curly hair like me. And so he's always like, Mom? And then today, oh my gosh, I took the pictures. He was like, can we flat iron my hair? And I was like, you want to flat iron your hair? He goes, I kind of just want to see what it looks like. He goes, don't worry, I'm going to shower right after. I want to keep it on. And I was like, okay, can I just tell you, we flat iron his hair. It's like, it's me. It's me with straight hair. And I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, you look like such a girl. He was like, this is awful. And I was like, wait, let's like flip the hair to the side. And
emo it up. Yes.
I texted his dad with a photo. He goes, why does he look like a 1970s pimp?
Yes.
I was like, I don't know.
It's some eyeliner, recent photographer I worked with called it guy liner. Just a little bit of black. And it could have been All American Rejects or something like that.
I told him because it looked like this long bob, and I was like, oh my God, you look like your mom when she was on TV like 10 years ago with the bob.
That's
the funniest thing. So he's like, okay, are we done now? Because I'm going to go take a shower. I'm like, fine. I'm glad we wasted an hour to straighten your hair just so you can be like, I hate this.
You gotta know. My most recent haircut, she combed it down when it was wet, and I felt the comb hit the top of my shoulder blades, and I was like, excuse me?
Oh God, so you knew it was that long?
That long? Oh my God, I'm over it. This is neat. I did it. I can. I don't want to.
Yeah, let's go now.
I'm over it.
So you're like, let me just get this contest up and over, and I can change it.
So I can chop this off. Which, with that knowledge, it'll probably make people not want to vote for me. Whatever, I'm doing it anyway. Somewhere.
Okay, so so it's an online contest. So then when does that actually end?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't have any information on that because all I cared about was the Indiana State.
Like, I don't care. I was just
haven't
trying to
even
do
bothered going back. I was like, I paid for it. It is what it is. I'm a part of that one.
You'll have to keep us posted if you end up doing something out of state or if you somehow find one.
Yeah.
I actually did an interview with somebody. We haven't published it yet because we're going to do some other social media stuff with him. But he has a really long beard and he's from Ohio. And so people know him because he goes to like all the football games, all the like NFL, like either basketball or whatever. And like he'll spray paint it. He does all these things. And so he just went to like, it was like the World Beard Championship thing, and he puts things in it, and he's been doing it for years. So now he's basically like social media famous with his beard. And so every time there's an event, like he'll do stuff to it, and it's just hilarious.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
If I could grow facial hair, that's something I would do. I can't.
I know. He's like, yeah, I just keep growing it, and I just keep doing events.
That
and I was
amazing.
like,
I love
okay,
that.
Cool.
See, that's how you turn like a thing into some sort of superpower or a thing. Right?
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. I feel like we've been talking. Yeah, we've been talking for well over an hour.
Holy shit. Keep going.
All right. That's great. Well, I did want to get into with all of your, we'll end it with this, but with all of your, like, you're so busy with everything, like, do you have a dating life? Do you try to date? Like, what do you do? I'm just curious from a male's perspective, because when I was an entrepreneur, and even now, like, yeah, I may work in news and I'm back in news, but I still have my podcast, so I still consider myself an entrepreneur and a content creator. Like, I still barely have time to even have a life. And I remember trying to date when I had my own place, and it was awful. I would try to like make a date with somebody, and then I'd be like canceling because I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am very thankful to not be dating right now. I do have a partner. We've been together. This is our 8th year.
Oh, you guys have been together for 8 years? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Years. I keep my personal life off of social media.
Yeah.
I used to be the opposite. I used to put everything. I was a dude that was checking in and everywhere I went and putting up a picture of everything and talking about myself nonstop. And I was like, that's a bit silly.
Yeah.
I need to grow up. Not that anybody else that does that, anything's wrong with it. Just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I was spending way too much time on social media. We practice ethical non-monogamy, but like I don't have capacity. There's no fucking way. There's no way. I barely have time to I barely see her. I see her a little bit throughout the day as I come and go if she's working from home that day. If she's at work, I don't see her at all until I get home at 7:30 at night.
Okay.
And I say bye to her when I go to the gym for the 6:30 a.m. workout. And so like I hardly see her. I hardly even get to spend time with her. I've been like picking and choosing which friend I get to spend time with lately too.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I just unfortunately had a friend pass that I was spending most of my time with him. He was suffering from ALS. So I spent most of my time with him.
Yeah.
But so I was just like, all right, just like I said, like it's Saturday. I've got a few hours tonight. Who am I going to spend it with? Like who gets my time right now?
Yeah.
And so it's been really tough, even just finding time to socialize with anybody, let alone dating. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And like, honestly, like the time it takes to get to know a new person just sounds so exhausting right now.
Really? Yeah.
It's like, because I'm a raging extrovert, but like I have to be on all day, every single day.
Yeah.
So I'm at the gym. I'm with a whole bunch of people. I don't know these people outside of the gym. I've hardly ever seen them unless they've shared a beer with me after an event or something. I don't know anybody, so I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
So I got to turn it on. I'm trying to provide my. It's genuine, but it's, you know, something we provide is unreasonable hospitality. So I'm trying to, you know, we're strength first, community second. So, but I'm trying to create a place that people want to come with because I understand exercise sucks.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You're sweating. It hurts. You get sore. Whatever. it's not something that everybody looks forward to unless
Right.
they're like me. I'm like, yes, I want to do it. But not everybody's like that. And I understand that. So I try to create an environment that's extremely welcoming. I know everybody by name. During class, I know them by name. When they come in, I know them by name. If I were to see them out in public, I would know them by name. And so like at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. If I have to, I'll keep it going, but I don't want to. I want to go sit on my ass. I want to play some video games. I want to go, shoot people on the internet, Call of Duty, some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll play some stupid survival game, and I want to just build a fort. Like that's all I want to do. I want to build a fort. I don't know.
You said, I want you to backtrack real quick. You said you practiced ethical.
Ethical non-monogamy.
Okay, what?
So this is okay. Let's have a little story. So it used to be.
I was like, what did he just say?
It used to be you just cheated on people.
Yeah.
Right? And then we called that polyamory.
Yes.
Or poly whatever.
Right.
But then still people were doing that wrong and skirting the rules and there was no communication. So
Okay.
we call it ethical non-monogamy to take off the bias from it that we're just out smashing whatever we want whenever we want.
Okay.
There's communication. There's like, I don't do one night stands. Like I become a friend with a person, and then if I have the time and capacity and I vibe with them, maybe it goes further than that, but it's all organic.
Mm-hmm.
None of it is intended.
You're not intentionally seeking other people.
Right. I don't have the time or capacity right now. But I love connections and I love relationships like that. And I love being very close to people. So that's kind of the benefit of it. We don't do E&M because we want to just go on date and fuck everybody in town. It's just because truly, honestly, like it's selfish to believe, and this is my own opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing against anybody at all. It's truly selfish, in my opinion, to think that any one person could meet every need. Everything that you feel, like, especially sexually, like a lot of us are into different shit, and not everybody's into that same shit. So I could be with somebody and everything clicks except for maybe just one thing. Right?
Yeah.
And because I really want that and I have a desire for that, I'm not going to get that from this person. That's okay. That's nothing against them. It's nothing against the relationship. It's nothing wrong with the relationship. I don't need to break up with them just because of this one thing, because I'm not going to find a person that checks every single box.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing. And honestly, like, I'm surprised we've been together this long too, because I generally can't tolerate people for that long, because I am anal retentive. I have my very specific ways of doing things. Again, problem with authority.
Yeah.
Things have to be efficient. So the fact that we have been able to put up with each other
for so long
is incredible. And it's because everything about a relationship has been organic, has been open. We communicate. We specifically went to therapy so that I could learn how to talk to her, because she's an anxious person. I'm not. I have absolutely no idea what the constant persistent anxiety feels like. I have no idea about that weight that you feel. Like I don't know. So I don't know how to communicate properly for that. So a lot of times I'm just like, just do it. Which is the worst fucking thing. Tell someone that's anxious to calm down. It's the worst fucking thing. And that's the shit that I used to say. Yeah. And it was bad. So we got into
I know when somebody tells me to do that, don't tell me.
Yeah. I'm like, how do I talk to you? I don't understand. I don't get it. Help me understand. But which is actually pretty cool. It actually made me a better trainer. It's made me a better manager because of the empathy that I developed from it. Going back to being adopted, I was given up at about 6 months, and then I spent 2 years in foster care in the adoption world. And so I didn't have a mom bond. I wasn't breastfed. None of that stuff happened. I got zero attachment to a mother. So I am unable to attach. It's just the thing. Like if I went home right now and she is like, we're over, I'd be like, well, fuck, that sucks. I guess see you later. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, it's just how my brain works. That's just how you work, yeah. And because of that, like, I'm not really good at relationships and stuff like that. I don't hold on to things. I'm not a romantic person. My brain doesn't do that. So it all just kind of boils into that. And because of that, I didn't have empathy. I wasn't very good at sympathy. It was just like, why? Just do it. Like, what's your problem? Suck it up. Do the thing. Not everybody functions like that. And I know that now. I'm way better at that. But because of that, I'm a better trainer. And like my niche as a trainer has always been women and queer folk, and helping those people feel comfortable in an uncomfortable place. Yeah. Because I developed empathy, and because I developed communication skills to be able to talk to people and understand people, and not just say, just do it. Being like, oh, I understand. Let's try it this way. And like figuring out a way to work with people that are anxious about things like that. And it's made me way better at all of those things. thankfully.
Wow.
So again, turning things that are negatives into superpowers.
Yeah.
ADHD, lack of attachment, lack of empathy, all of those things, into flipping the script and turning that into absolute superpowers has been game changer.
I love that because I think a lot of people, they would, for the most part, take all the things that they have and they would kind of use it kind of like as a crutch for them, you know?
Yeah.
And then always put the blame on that specific thing. Yeah. Oh, it's because this happened to me, X, Y, and Z, and so it is what it is. But with you, you're like, yeah, it is because X, Y, and Z, and this is how I am, but I do this with it, you know? So it's like you've turned that narrative around, which is great.
Yeah, try not to be a piece of shit.
Just don't be pieces of shit and you'll be fine.
I kind of used to be a piece of shit. Like I was an asshole and I had anger problems and like super defiant, and it was a real problem. It was a real problem. And I had no choice but to turn my life around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was causing too many problems. I got in too much trouble. It was fucking too much shit up. And I was like, I have got to get it together. Otherwise, I'm going to spend my life in prison.
Well, we're glad you got your shit together,
yeah, thanks,
Casey.
man.
I appreciate that.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now.
That's right. Wow, that's super. I would have never known. It was so funny that when you said, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you say?
But that goes back to my outward appearance, right? I look like a lot of things that I am not. I'm just a dude. I'm, honestly a pothead. I am just super chill. I turn it on. I am an extrovert and I do enjoy people and I love networking and being in crowds and parties and I love it. I thrive in that. But I'm also totally cool secluding myself to a dark basement playing a video game and having absolutely zero contact with the outside world. And so that's like, that's not what I look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't look like that at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's my favorite thing, going back to don't judge a book by a cover.
Yeah.
You don't know someone's story. Someone flips you off in traffic and you're just like, fuck is their problem? Like, I hope they have a better day. That's a little uncalled for. I used to be that guy, and it was because I was just fired up about everything because I was mad about whatever, life. So yeah, just don't judge a book by its cover. Figure out people's stories. And that's why I want to tell the story of the village, because the village is a dope part of the city, and it's so cool because it's like this tiny little small town that just got thrown in the north side of the big city.
That's awesome. I'm definitely, I'll have to you help me connect with some people and then
absolutely
try and do a story on it, because I think
I really want to do a thing. I want to interview people, want to be a part of that.
That's great. Okay, so tell people how they can get connected with you.
Yes, so Instagram. My personal fitness page, which I do hardly anything these days, is Galvanized Fitness. That's Galvan. If you spell it anywhere else, you're going to get either a strongman gym in Australia or a strongman gym in Boston.
Okay.
Which is not me.
Okay.
My name is Nat Galvin. A lot of people think my name is Galvin.
That's funny, really?
Yeah.
Would people think that?
Yeah, a lot of people would meet me and they didn't know my name was Casey or Zink or any of that.
They'd be like, hey, Galvin.
It's like, well, it must be his name. To the point that the owner of Chronic Coffee downtown, not that far from here, calls me Frank because he has a friend named Frank Galvin. And so he always sees my cars. So there's that, that
connection. All of a sudden, you're like, okay, what's up?
Frank to him, which I'm fine with. I embrace it. I'm like, just call me Frank. Dude.
Just call me Frank. It's fine.
So Galvanized Fitness is that. MADabolic is mad_Broad Ripple. We're on the Avenue. We're right next to FedEx and the urgent care and McDonald's. Really convenient.
Yeah, those are two interesting spots to like to have two businesses.
F45 is directly across the street, which is fun. And yeah, so there's that. If people are comfortable with bodies, I have a modeling page, Galvanized Modeling, but you got to be comfortable with bodies. You get on there and you complain about my shit, fuck off. Yeah, those are the best ways to get a hold of me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I'll make sure, because with every podcast episode comes out, I'll do a blog post too. So I'll have all your information on there to get everybody connected with you. So
that'd be awesome.
This was good.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation. I loved it.
I love this shit. Like I can sit down and talk with people. I have a really bad habit, especially if I get slightly high, not too high. If I get too high, I'm dumb. But if I get this, beginning to like moderately high, I'll give TED Talks on accident. Grace just knows that she can ask me a question. Grace is my partner.
Okay.
She knows that she can ask me a question about a thing, and I'm going to have an opinion.
It's not a thing.
And
it's like,
go. And then 10, 15 minutes later, I'm like, well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Let me go back to what I was supposed to be doing. Thanks.
Where did this come from? How did we even get here?
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We'll have more information on Casey and his business and all the things online at JohnetteCruz.com. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.